Hello and good evening, it's a boy named Sue coming at you live straight from Baked Potato. Gonna finish our little chill Sunday. A little bit more Disco Elysium. Gonna wrap up this second day and see what the third day has in store for us. I miss Kim. I'm looking forward to
The bed is
having
still
her back.
cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Go to sleep.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
This body's worthless anyway. No one does anything nice to it.
And why might that be the case? What lava lights on such a bloated corpse to be?
I'm an artist and liver damage is my art.
Oh yeah, baby. Frame your suffering as a masterpiece. Only one problem. No one's watching. It's boring, buddy. Boring as death. You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I will, I'm looking at people all the time. I like them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Some of them are. Some of them are nice. Others are scared. People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
I missed my debrief with Kim.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see your face, such as it is without the expression.
Okay, let's go downstairs and hope Kim's down there. There he is.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
I wanted to see if I could... Damn it. I want to see if he has something to say about the bullet. Do I have to, like, examine the bullet with him around? Where is it? There it is.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the
Kim, take a look at
RCM
this. It's a jacketed bullet close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Do we want to even try? I mean, we passed the 8% one earlier. Fuck it, you know what?
You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
I mean, you never know.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Just found a bullet in the hangman's head.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Lieutenant is fixed on Titus.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
I'm gonna ask you again, why was this in the victim's head?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
Crosses his hairy arms, having forgotten his beer for a moment.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Me and Everett talked. He promised you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Why don't you push me some more and find out, Gimp?
You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
He turns his eyes full of hurt to the big man.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
Alright, so our established authority's going up a little bit, but I don't want to try that right now. I don't think that we're that lucky. Alright, what do we do? Do I talk to these people?
You look like shit.
Your ruffled face reflects in the man's sunglasses.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
I don't look like shit.
Judith, back me up here.
You do look... It looks like it's been a tough week for him.
Horse-faced woman, it says. Horse-faced woman. That's what we're going with, okay.
No, what do you want?
Kim, who is this? Who is this guy?
I'm not getting involved in this.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
There's something strange about this guy. Figure it out.
There's something
Are you fucking kidding me?
binds you to him. Some kind of an outfit, maybe. A uniform.
We passed the 8% check earlier, but not the 83%. Okay. An animal a nurse's uniform?
Yes, nurses. Why not?
This is gonna sound really weird, but are you by any chance a male nurse?
Why, yes. Yes, I am a male nurse. How could you tell?
I see into the ether. That's how I know things.
Oh, you've done a lot more with ether than just look into it. This was stupid. I shouldn't have.
I got some questions for you. I'm a cop.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Like a sack of shit?
Exactly.
Now you will answer some questions for me.
No.
Don't you have to?
No, he doesn't.
If I wasn't clinically depressed, I'd burst out laughing. But I'm gonna go with no right now.
If you don't want to answer questions, maybe you just want to hear me say things?
Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
Okay, I'm doing this investigation and it turns out he was shot and hanged.
You think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
Hey, why am I telling you this?
I don't know. Why are you?
He gives you an odd look.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it? Okay, why not? Let's do the old... So, do you know who hanged him? Yeah,
Not yet.
I can see that. I don't know. Oh my god, there's more.
Okay.
You want
Weird how
something
that-
more? What is it?
Weird how it had you talk in a circle there. Usually, like, it doesn't... I don't know.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
Your voice. I recognize it.
Oh really? I wonder where.
I lost my badge recently. When I called it in to report missing, you were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
I have a bit of memory trouble.
You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
You're a patrol officer of the RCM?
Yes, I am.
I'm a cop too.
I know.
Here's the real deal.
Thanks, Kim. I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
Everything alright? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
I'm a deeply flawed individual, but I bring joy to the world.
Do you now?
She asks, narrowing her eyes. After a moment, she shakes her head.
Something changes in her. It's pity. Pity comes over her.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
What precinct are you from?
What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
The sunglass-wearing man pushes through his teeth. Are you with him?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
He's an asshole.
You're an asshole. You know what? Maybe we're both assholes.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
You're with the police, right? Cool, so am I.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Wait, is he police?
Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
Okay.
What are you, the police, doing here?
I'm just looking out for...
You?
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
A horse-faced woman.
You're a fucking asshole. Are we done here?
Okay, bye. Alright, we've only got to make $10 today to make our rent. Come on.
Snow covers the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. The white colors nearly meld together.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed
Do
to...
something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kinema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Point to the vehicle. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
What's it packing in there?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's what, a 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
Lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile, unsuccessfully.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
Fine machine.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down.
You need to slam it, Kim. Make it more imposing.
Sorry, I'm not following you.
Lingo it up.
Drop the ride to Hundo Mill. Get the camber to Frosty minuses.
No, that's porno tuning.
Use bigger words.
It needs a massive arrow kit and gargantuan roof mounted.
Porno. That's short for pornography.
Pornography is something completely different, Kim.
That's a negative on the porno. Thank you, though.
No one in the history of convictions has been more sure of anything.
Yes.
It's nice and all, but
Sorry.
lingo it up.
No. That's...
Use bigger words.
Wait, what about the spinners then, huh?
Those spinners were elegant. Sleek. Radiant, even. What you're suggesting is porno.
It's what?
Porno. That's short for pornography.
So what's wrong with pornography?
That's a negative on the porno.
No one in the history of convictions has been more sure of anything.
Alright.
Yes.
It's
Sorry, I'm just
Sorry.
seeing if I
lingo
can...
it up.
No.
Use bigger words.
Porno. That's short for... I'm sincerely relieved I don't have to try and convince you of that. Back to work.
Okay. I wanted to see if, like, there was any way out of that little dialogue loop, but I guess not. Alright. Why isn't the bridge open, guys?
A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from...
Why can't I talk to any of them?
A rust... You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
Focus on one thing, achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
Don't we need to go over there to get the signatures for what's his face? Everett? I'm not convinced that we don't... Well... Guess we could try to, like...
Everything's still cool here.
Resolve this whole... situation with the jam. But I don't see how to do that without forcing the issue with, Tommy here.
Still here, stuck in this damn... What? But I told you, you're not gonna put a bullet...
I wouldn't be so... Imagine it. An explosion of...
Yeah.
Thank you, friend.
I was seeing if Kim said anything, but...
The woman looks.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? What do I need drugs for, lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
Where can I get my hands on an experience like that?
If you don't know,
All right, let's get you a Pale category license and roll that doobie up.
I wanted to ask if you'd be interested in smuggling some drugs.
Why would I want to do that?
For the glory of the World Republic, liberation of the spirit and body.
Lowman, what in the name of God are you talking about?
Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
How can you not know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramirizza to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramirizza to Grat, Lowman?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
Easy.
That's correct. There is no visibility.
Where do you want? Or I can just...
I think we're done here, no?
I think we are too, Kim. She wasn't saying anything new.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't. You're all bark and no bark.
You mean La Puta Madre?
The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Fuck yeah, this is why Kim has to be here.
Yeah, him.
Cross your arms and nod.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Alright, here we fucking go.
The main
God
thing
damn it!
is to not overdo it. Even when you're trying to scare someone, the most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Why don't you and me just step outside for a little talk?
What? What do you think we're doing right now, runt? We're outside, talking.
Damn it, I meant, do you want to find someplace private to... No, shit.
There's some kind of homo thing?
You know what, maybe it is.
Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We are wasting our time here.
When's the most recent autosave? That was after we talked to the... I'm trying not to like load the game that much, but man, I just want to get this whole like thing with the traffic jam solved, with the drug trafficking thing.
Prefer not.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sub.
Yes, I am. I know.
Here's the real deal.
I'm deaf. Yes, I am. I don't know. Do you now?
Something changed.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What
Am I from?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
Of course I'm with him.
You're on us.
Please, let's not turn this into... I don't...
Don't say anything, Judith. Me?
Okay.
I'm just looking at...
You?
No one.
You're a fucking asshole.
I was going through all of that again in case. In case it was going to give us experience for anything.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Okay, so we'd already talked to him.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the... Do something important, even at a standstill. Someone has waxed.
You 130.
I reckon that
7 point.
saying these words brings him in.
Yes.
It's nice and all, but
So
lingo it up.
no.
Use bigger.
Porno. That's a nick.
No one in the history of convictions.
Okay, it's time to save before we talk to this asshole. It's really ridiculous how many rolls we've missed today. And then we made it on that one random 8% one.
You tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking. Listen up, fuckwits. You're all...
You mean...
The name looks like the...
Yeah, him.
Then
Yeah,
not just the unions.
you're not.
No, it's not a...
I'm not.
You've seen that...
Nah.
The lieutenant. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on. The main thing is to not overdo.
I know that this is cheap, but I really just want to get this. I don't want to force the issue with Tommy.
Looking for something, Hunt? I don't know. Headed something. He's... Listen up, fuckwits. You...
You mean...
The name looks like...
Then I...
Yeah,
Not just...
you're not.
No, it's not.
I'm not.
You've seen that...
Nah.
The lieutenant. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Show me her lorry right fucking now. Lady driver's lorry, where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
What's your name, fuckhead? I'm gonna go on police radio saying this guy told Madre to fuck off.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
It's weird that they censor the F word slur, but not dyke. Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Alright, I'm going. So, he said green lorry down which way? The thing is that, like, you know, when they say that he points down a way, it's all well and great, but I can't tell. This
screen
one.
found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Are we gonna get this open, Kim?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Okay. Sometimes he surprises me.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days. With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar, a glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, lorry cabin.
Fuck the police!
The window shatters, and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
Subtle.
Says the lieutenant and sticks his hand in the window like a common car thief and then opens it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
What's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade No. 5. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. The actresses and the rare actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
What about the Speed Freaks FM? Is that one of the saved stations here?
No, that's on 78.9.
He stops, coughing awkwardly.
What?
Raise your
I
eyebrows.
happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
What else is here?
The ghostly actresses, and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat, and the oddly bulging seat cover.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Sandpaper would also rub off pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
He likes where this is going.
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
The lieutenant's eyes light up behind his prescription lens. And she's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful.
Now we know for certain who's the missing eighth person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Not necessarily. The lady driver could have kept the drug trade a secret.
You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
We should, you're right.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
Plot thickens.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commends you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded in neat squares. Fold open the topmost map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the massive brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where does the road lead?
To Couronne, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Fold open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What is that sound?
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Look at the third map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock. by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Despite the cold, figures move about cloaked in shadow, their breath escaping in white clouds that fade into the darkness. Wherever you look, the night gives cover to her messengers.
Where are they going?
They travel from eminent domain to perdition and onto the main, over the River Esperance, on Route 881 to the Old South. The exit ramp is supposed to be shut down, but there's much activity. The road spreads like the tentacles of a great octopus. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
The smugglers have infiltrated the motor tract.
So it would seem.
The lieutenant examines the maps with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes. But really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
Who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
Pull out the pull-out toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
His thought trails off. Push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Oh yeah.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kemp?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls, between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
What about the movie posters? How do they factor into all this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Maybe the trader is some sort of cinephile.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Does it matter if I say that?
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
No matter what I say, it's basically going to do the same thing, I think. Turns out that this is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we're done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay. Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
So it sounds to me like the lorry driver might have even been the person that the murder victim attempted to assault, or did assault. I don't know. The connections to the murder are definitely interesting. Who's that? You see a sturdy woman, You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books.
The ship takes off like a silvery mosquito, unfolding its rotor blade arms. She mumbles reading, then puts down the soft cover.
A good one?
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
I could totally help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Hush, baby.
What?
It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your children are missing.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
I police whatever I want. Where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. No, they're at a disco, getting down. Stupid disco dancing teenagers.
They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with friends down in Jamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me for them and they're more free now.
I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they?
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
And can you describe me their appearance? Any features that stand out, something to make identifying a little easier?
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
Did someone say a party? You could use a party. Let it out.
I could do with a party, a killer party, not a lame-o one.
A killer party? What is it with you and holiday tables, my god? Please, no more talk about my daughters. They are fine.
She picks up a book and tries to concentrate. A flock of seabirds passes by. Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir. You are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But the cockatoos can't be stopped when they get released. It's better to judge at this point.
Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make sure.
Great.
She turns her attention back to the book stand. Just one more question. What do you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Don't worry about them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
One of the cockatoos is your astral captain, or your heraldic bird.
Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
I'm just gonna watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. An array of neurons fire up with joy. Bum her a cigarette, lest it turn to pain.
Do you smoke?
No, I don't.
I know for a fact that you smoke.
Why do you think that I smoke?
She looks up, slightly startled. I suspect I may possess supernatural abilities.
No, you don't.
She puts her hands into her coat pockets. Just give me a cigarette, please.
I already told you I don't have any. Go bother someone else.
She's lying. She's goddamn lying. She has smoked.
Just give me your cigarettes, okay? Don't lie.
Sorry, officer.
She stares at you in disbelief. Do you know where I could get a new pack?
From Nokios. There's one of horror. It's you can look it up.
Alright, no problem.
She sighs.
That's all for now. I'll let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Alright, let's read up on the cockatoo. That's more important than the murder investigation. I like the things that I have in my hands right now. I've got a pry bar and a fucking chain cutters. No sane person would ever put their head in such a machine. What's he talking about?
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Storekeep, what's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Sex crimes did pique your interest, but still, this Dick Mullen person only gets your pleasure centers down. Crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year, coming into not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Yeah!
You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An Obvious Guy. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen.
This is like the man from Hyamdall all over again. Dick Mullen dies?
Turns out he fainted to solve the case.
Are there any more?
Yes, there's also The Day We Did It. Farewell, My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The Morbid Tales of Dick Mullen. The Dark Tide Turns. Tragedy Calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer.
Oh, shit.
This is not the way real police solve crimes. The real police are some 20 kilometers away, sitting in an armored motor garage. Come on, Chester. Tell the story again.
Bald man turns toward a lean man and pats him on the back.
Yeah, I tell them one at least once a month. It's not that interesting. But the fuck it is. And these guys haven't heard it. You see, Chester here.
Oh, I was waiting for him to read the last line. Chester faked his own death once. One civilian looks on amazed. The bald man bellows a reply.
Very fucking dangerous case, ain't that right, Chester? They almost got you that time. Yeah, sure getting close. Alright, so I was tailing this guy to his shoe.
The inside of the motor carriage is thick with cigarette smoke. Outside, it starts to rain.
After all this, you still hasn't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Who is Dick Mullen?
Your attempt to grasp that answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
Meh.
The pack on the shelf reads Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Storekeep, anything of note on this shelf?
Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an innocence?
Very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic
thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and greatest. So you recommend it?
You feel like we should get this one? Definitely. It's important, Simon. There's something personal inside.
Yeah? That's half of the money that then we would need $15 to make rent tonight. Alright. Look through the display.
Particularly what title catches your eye. It reads, I See Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Love and Alfie Delacaz. By one C.
What's it about?
I See Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest pictorial races in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Love. His blonde mane replaces the cover. Next to Love's life story, we see a slim biography of a multi-mental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into his eyeballs and cocaine into the eye.
Oh, shit.
Next to that, we have a showman radio personality, Leon Levy. He stands in front of a run-down drag bay. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days. She understands she is dead against us, and we need to make her
Alright, I'm interested in the greatest innocence. Crack it open.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow which the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. You can do it. It will be worth it. There's something here. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Sure, why not?
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Dolores Day.
Dolores Day?
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy by creating modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful because of what all world her colors, the silver, white, and apricot. And when we think of her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to her throat and her hands. She is like Josh's lover, Maurice, and April Bay, and the long hair, we don't know why. Another choice, perhaps.
What?
Extreme sensation loss. Dealing with the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is not what was the quiz. Something about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. But no need to rouse sensations built up by the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
Sola?
Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century, and even used to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to his own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own,
Father Carnassian?
Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He is depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for our own. As the first instance, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Dolores.
Dolores Day?
Incorrect again. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical of the incentive system itself, and somehow keeps popping up in your mind, she is not often considered the strongest, even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline, love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again? Please, relax.
Franco Negro?
Correct. Named the instance of militarism to codify hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the inter-isolati real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility, providing on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Okay, it wasn't Dolores Day. She's not false.
Kedra?
Incorrect. Kedra is a large nation in the mid-northern area of the Muindi Isola, north of the Occident, between the Ilmarin mountain range and the Pacific Mare Interregnum. Here to try again.
Step in the Despicable?
Incorrect. Japan, the despicable region of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Adriatic conquest, instead of the despotic Erdemel Pasternak. Would you try again?
I don't know, Pasternak?
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences. Some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erdemel Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind.
Dolores Day.
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-isolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a D. Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
Damn you, you arrogant book.
What's going on with you?
Think thinks it's so smart. God damn.
Okay.
Lieutenant stares at you, his visage unflinching.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
The necktie always, like, catches me off guard. I forget about it.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
It's so hard to tell which ones I have and have not looked at this point.
Shelves filled.
Alright, that's Dick Mullen. Sorry, I'm responding to a message.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
What board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Well, I have children, family.
It certainly feels like whatever you are will die with you.
Look at me, who'd want to have children with me?
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, friends are a bit like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
So what about all those Wirral things, or Wirral?
Auras there.
Oh.
No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them though.
Look through the pile of Wirral-related items.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Anything that really catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures, A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Damn.
That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition mega set in supplement, so it makes sense. Nonsense for anemic Beano clods.
Huh.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks, featuring a heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Let's do it.
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the doorframe. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
The lieutenant stares at you as you stand there, silent and brooding. Smash into the door and shout, "Fuck the system!"
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. Huh. It's the netherworld, beyond the veil.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Sorry, I'm responding to a message.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why nobody's been here in ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Okay. I need to force a stopping point here and get off for the night. If I hop on tomorrow, I might jump into this since we stopped abruptly tonight. But if there's anybody still lurking, thanks for hanging out. It's always good having you here. Then maybe I'll see you later on in the week. If if we don't do Disco Elysium tomorrow, then I'm probably just gonna hop into like Fallout 3 so we can get that done and start doing some horror games here soon for spooky season. But again, if there's anybody still lurking, thanks for hanging out. See you next time. This has been a boy named Sue coming at you live straight from Baked Potato.